Okay, so this is starting on offense. The disc is coming in on the corner. Um, this structure looks not quite right. I think Chris should be wider and maybe a little bit deeper, and then either Henry sits in the hat position or sits wide in the wing position and leaves the hat position empty, imagining this is the hat. So, just want to point out that the rotation initially on this is wrong. So Chris heads deep from this position. This is a waste of a opportunity. Like, there's no way that this disc is going. Sue is already poaching onto this side of the field. This Jonathan does become free in this situation because Sue poaches, but this is a waste of a cut. What we should be doing is starting where Chris is now and then trying to jink head towards and then go for the slash cut. Then if the person bites hard on the slash cut, you can come down the line and get the down the line cut, or you can continue going this way. So I'd prefer that to cycle this way, not this way, because now Henry has got to wait for this to clear. He can't go deep either, so all he can do is run into this space. Now Jonathan does spot. I mean, he could have thrown the IO. I guess there might have been a pit call, though Wilkie's probably a bit too far away. So he does spot Jonathan and completes the pass. So it does work out, and I guess Chris does become free at this point here, but I still preferred him to go in, slash, and then go deep, rather than this way around. Okay. Now he's probably too deep. Okay, and the disc is going to come back this way, so it's going to come to Thomas, and then David should be looking in the middle, and these two should be thinking about how to get continuation off that. Henry tries to set himself up for a slash cut, and it sort of works because Jonathan gets the disc. Now Thomas should stand his ground and give Jonathan the space. Jonathan maybe could have just stopped here and got this pass, but decided to attack. I haven't got a big problem with that, but it'd been nice to keep the disc moving. Poach on Thomas, that gets seen. Okay, I would like this to have gone. I also, just to point out just what Sonny So does in this situation. So you might, like I said, that Chris did the wrong thing running down this line. If you watch, Sonny So runs down this line. Okay, but this is okay because the disc is on the far side. When the disc is on the far side, this space running down here is okay. But when the disc is on this side, we don't want to run down this side. We want to rotate. When it's being force flicked, we want to rotate in a clockwise direction. When it's forced back down, we want to rotate generally in an anti-clockwise direction, unless the disc is on the far side of the field. When the disc is on the far side of the field, we want to rotate the opposite way with the deeps, and the handlers and the far wing to get out of the way. So you rotate this way if it's on the far side of the field. Okay, so Sonny does a good thing. Like, he's running through the space, challenging. If the Chris gets this backhand out, that's great. A scoring opportunity. He doesn't get it out. Fakes it, sees Thomas 3, and Sonny recognises this, has stopped, and is coming back under for Thomas. So Thomas really should hit this. Maybe this angle's not great. Maybe it could be a sharper angle. But you can see that Thomas does not really connect Sonny So. He catches this swing. I don't mind him looking at Chris for a little bit. That's fine. Okay. But then he doesn't look downfield at all. He just looks at Toe coming up behind him. Toe, this is not a good position for Toe. Well, the problem is that one of these two needs to run around this way and leave Toe this space. Now he's here. He needs to think about slashing. Nearly gets in a problem with Chris because of the positioning of everybody, not just himself. Okay, That's okay, I don't mind that. Though here, I prefer Thomas to clear this space and Chris to step back into this space. So now, because Chris threw this really small throw, and then this man is overcommitted, Toe has got a free backhand. So Chris should be turning hard into this space, trying to get this backhand continuation. And if he gets this, hopefully Thomas runs away a bit more, gives him the space to do that, and then hopefully he can throw to Thomas on the break side. But doesn't come back. Thomas is too deep to do that cut because where his man is, so it just stagnates. David wins up the line, which is good. Easily. And then throws the hammer, which gets a foul call. So I really just wanted to focus on that starting movement, like this positioning here. Cutting, when the disc is on the sideline, cutting down this line is not a good option. Running in, slashing, looking for the inside, then either clearing wide and deep or clearing through the deeps is a better cut than running down this sideline. And then obviously the handler can come up and look to run down the sideline as well. But when the disc is on the far side, like here, it's when the disc is on the far side, like here, Sunny So stays wide and generates enough space here. And definitely now it's fine because it's right over the other side. And runs properly, doesn't just jog, engages his person, and then looks to come back into this big space that he's generated.